Logan, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So, obviously, you're coming into the season with a lot of hype, not only surrounding you, but this team as a whole. For you specifically, for you personally, what was the thing in the offseason you focused on the most to get you ready for this year?
Yeah, I think every offseason I think I just try to improve on all my skills, and I think that will help me become the best player that I can become. Like Coach Sabins was saying earlier, the big focus for me is make sure I'm best friends with every guy on the pitching staff. That's our goal here, make sure they have the best day that they can. And I think if that happens, I think we end up in good shape.
Uh, Wesley, go ahead.
Hey Logan, so you sort of tested the draft waters this past offseason. What was that process like? And then ultimately, what led to your decision to take your name out of the draft and return to West Virginia?
Yeah, it was good to go through. Fortunate that I have a couple more years left in college that I was able to take my name out of the draft, but it can be stressful at times. I think a big part of last season was trying to put it behind me and not worry about it as much and focus on the team and, whatever I can do to help the team win because at the end of the day, that's when we have the most fun. And obviously, winning the regional last year was pretty fun. But yeah, like I said, just trying not to think about it too much, but at the same time, learned a lot throughout it and made the best choice of my life coming back to school here.
Justin, go ahead.
Logan, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Would you really fire Coach Sabins if he didn't let you catch every day?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that.
Can you just kind of obviously last year, I mean, the way it ended is all-time program high and but also it was kind of, going through the injury and there's some adversity for you last year. What did you learn from that? What was that like? And just kind of take us through the ups and downs that you went through last year.
Yeah, what a season, like you said. Definitely something that we'll never forget and something we'll always remember. But going down the third week of the season, fracturing my kneecap obviously wasn't what I planned to do. So JJ being hurt, I kind of went right next to him and tried to pick up ways that he led and take points from him because Jay's obviously is the man. And I learned a lot being next to JJ every day, and he and I kind of and the other guys that were hurt just did our best to keep the guys going and help them winning. And then hopefully when we came back, we were ready to go again.
Do you think when you look at last year's team and this year's team, do you think this year's team could be better and why?
Yeah, I think we could. I think, returning 7 of the 9 guys of the starters is a big thing. And, a lot of young talent on this team. We're super deep. Coach Saves has been telling us all fall and all spring that this is one of the deepest offenses that we've had. But super good pitching staff as well. A lot of returners there. Couple guys coming in. So really excited for this year.
Thank you, Logan.
Yep.
Mike, we'll go to you.
Hey, Logan. You mentioned JJ, and we talked with Coach about following last year and the pressure and the preseason expectations, things like that. What's your mindset when you see you guys brought up nationally or in rankings, things like that? And then do you feel any pressure to follow JJ and follow last year? Because fair or not, and your different positions and different personalities, if this season doesn't go well, you're going to be the face of this season going poorly, fair or not.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it's cool to see guys get recognized. Obviously, we work super hard day in and day out, and that's our goal at the end of the day is to get recognized in those. But at the end of the day, I think you put your team goals ahead of individual goals, and I think if you achieve the team goal, I think your individual goals will come. So definitely cool to get those awards, and you can focus on them for a quick second, but then you kind of just got to put them behind you and move on to the next day and do what we can to help the team win.
Greg, we'll go to you.
Yeah, Logan, last year the transfers were a big part of the team's success and fit in well. Do you draw back on any of that with this being an entirely new group of transfers? But obviously, there's a lot of them that you're going to be incorporating that I'm sure will be filling some pretty big roles for this team.
Yeah, it's with the transfer portal nowadays, there's guys moving in and out of programs every year, and I think that's the cool part about baseball is you're always meeting new guys, and the teams that can bring those guys in and bring them a part of the culture as quick as they can. Those are the programs that do the best, and I think we have a really good group that came in this year, and we all get along pretty well, and we got along quickly. So I think that's the most important part is how quickly can we become best friends? Because if we're not getting along out on the field, stuff's not always going to go the best.
Kevin, go ahead.
Kind of going out that, Logan, we got a Derek Clark comparison on Griffin Kern from Steve. What's your thoughts on that, and what's it been like catching him?
Yeah, I said that to our pitching coach within the first couple weeks here. A lot of similarities there. Derek's mentality is what's going to put him above other people. That bulldog mentality that he's never going to want to come out of the game, and I see that a lot in Griffin. So I think Griffin just keeps touching up and getting better every week, and hopefully he has a good season.
Ryan, what about you?
So, Logan, maybe Griffin is an answer to this question, but among the returning pitchers, give me the pitcher who you've seen take the biggest stride this offseason and tell us what he's doing well. And then tell us, too, the transfer pitcher that you've been really impressed by since he got on campus, I'm assuming in the fall.
Yeah, for the returner, I think Robbie Porco has had an awesome fall, made a lot of big strides. He's going to be a big guy for us this spring. Obviously, runs his fastball up there pretty good, upper 90s, and I think this fall he just got way better at commanding his fastball, and then being able to pitch off of that with command of his off-speed pitches has really put him in a good spot. And then transfer guys, Ben McDougal, I really like. Super calm kid, really hard worker. Kind of throws every pitches for strikes. So being able to use him a couple times on the weekend, I think will be pretty big for us.
Justin, we'll go back to you.
Look, I'm just kind of wondering, offensively, how are you a better player this year? What did you focus on in the off season? Is it more pop? Is it just better contact? What do you think from last year to this year for you?
Yeah, big thing this fall I focused on was my chase rate. Seeing myself in a lot better counts this fall, giving me better pitches to hit early in the count. I think that was a big thing for me this fall is kind of lowering those strikeout numbers and staying out of 2 strike counts. And it's been good. Still a work in progress, always trying to get better in that, but I've seen myself in a lot more hitters counts this fall, and it's been good.
Ryan.
So, Logan, I believe I'm right when I say this. It was basically at this time last year we asked JJ who's that position player who's kind of taken the next step, and you were the answer. So now let's ask you that question. Who on this team, position player wise, has kind of taken that next step and can really fill the role that in some of that production that went away in the offseason?
Yeah, I think it's hard to single out one individual. There's a lot of guys this fall that have made gigantic strides. A couple of them that come to name is Spencer Barnett, Ellis Garcia, and Armani Guzman have been tearing it up lately, and it's cool to see how hard they work and their success is paying off.
If anybody else has any questions, you can jump in. Not, then thanks everyone for joining us.